it's just allowing me to like have just the most fun ever and just use myself as the metric. If I like the song, then I like it, and that's it, and that's all that matters, you know. And I know a lot of artists struggle, especially up and coming artists struggle with like, just keeping a positive mentality about their whole journey. And I think one of the main things is to remember that you should be making the music for yourself. You know, that's it. Make the music for you. And if you love it, that's it. That's the metric. You know, if you love it enough to show somebody, then that's all that matters. But okay. We're gonna do a snippet of the new song I got coming out called Drives. I know it's 2 p.m. I don't drink like that anymore, but it's IG Live, and I want to take a shot, you know, because it's a celebratory day, and it's my dad's birthday. But yeah, here we go. Cheers to Drives, and cheers to freedom and artistic liberation. Okay. All right, so here's the deal, right? A lot of times in relationships, fights and arguments are natural, right? Especially when there's a lot of depth and a lot of experience and history there, and you guys kind of get past the like honeymoon phase or whatever, right? And a lot of times for me, surprisingly, it might come as a surprise to some, but I'm not the best at articulating and empathizing when it comes to conversation. It's hard for me sometimes. So it's easier actually for me to like write a song and be like, look, I promise I get it. Cause look, here's the song. Like, this is me trying to like understand what you're going through. And I know like when I'm talking in a conversation, it may not seem like I know what you're going through and I don't understand, but like, here's the song. Cause I can communicate through song better. And so, yeah, that is what inspired this song called Drives. And I'm nervous about it. Yeah, I'm nervous because I love it so. Let me try to unpack it. Maybe I'm nervous because I love it so much that I would hate if somebody else didn't love it because of how special it is to me. You know, it's like what like I guess something that you don't care about, you don't really care if anyone else cares about it. But I care about this song so much because I love it so much. So I'm nervous about it because I'm like, you know. Without further ado, here is Drives.
Some shaking resin and she puts it in a bowl and she plugs in her heated blanket and wonders why he acts so cold. And now she's lonely and it's late, and plus her mom lives out of state, and now she starts her project.
Are you ready? Watch.
Know if she can take another cold night sitting crying on the bathroom floor, wondering why she wants to do this anymore. They do a lot of traveling, her bag's already packed, so she hops inside a fancy car. He bought a while back and she just drives. No clue where she's going, she's just tired of not knowing, so she drives.
Hold on. Oh my God. Oh my God. Come on. Come on. I'm taking another shot, man. I'm taking another shot. That songwriting to me is just like, it just lights up my whole DNA. You know what I mean? Oh, just breathe that in. It just feels so fucking good to write something that feels like the words feel like the experience feels like the music feels like me, the music, it's just like it's all such a perfect fucking marriage, you know? Oh my God, man. And you know, that song started off as a poem and it just poured out of me, and then I put the I put it to music afterwards, but I was just writing like a poem and just really just explaining the real life situation. Like I said, you get in an argument in your relationship and your girl or your partner, whoever, feels like you don't understand what they're going through. And I just sat there and I was like, let me try to completely narrate her experience and emotions so that it's clear that I know what's going on. And all that shit is really, really real. It like really just, it's what it was. Like, find some shaken resin, put it in a bowl, plugs in the heated blanket, like the whole shit. Let's do it again, shall we? Let's run it back.
She finds some shaken resin and she puts it in a bowl and she plugs in the heated blanket and wonders why he acts so cold. And now she's lonely and enslaved, and plus her mom lives out of state, and now she starts to cry and she doesn't know if she can take another whole night sitting crying on the bathroom floor, wondering why she wants to do this anymore. They do a lot of traveling, her bag's already packed, so she hops inside a fancy car, he bought a while back, and she just no clue where she's going, she's just tired of not knowing, so she
Listen, when I played that song for my mom for the first time, she was crying, swear to God. And it's something about like when your mom loves the song. Moms are just not wrong. One, really about anything. Two, me and Boogie talk about this all the time. Like, if your mom's antennas and ears perk up, it's really just like, it's a smash. It's a smash. Because it's like they're not listening for all like whatever little nuances or what, like they're just like, is this shit fucking great music, you know? And yeah, when I first played that for her, she was crying, and she always loves when I do shit with the guitar. And I'm excited, man. I'm gonna, don't hold me to it, but on tour, I'm thinking about bringing the guitar out on stage and fucking playing and singing that. Yeah, I'm really excited. Really, really excited. And I want everyone, especially artists, to understand something, that do not let numbers get you down. You know that, like that saying, oh, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Numbers do lie. In today's day and age, numbers lie. Because people are faking their streams, people are faking their followers, people are faking the comments, people are faking anything that can be manipulated digitally. They're faking. So numbers do lie. And a lot of times artists, and I've fallen victim to this as well, a lot of times artists will look around at other artists and look at their numbers and start comparing and say, damn, what am I doing wrong? It makes us feel inferior. It makes us feel like we're not worthy or we're not good enough. And the reality is, like, you don't even know if you're comparing your numbers to numbers that are real. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be comparing your numbers to somebody's numbers that are wildly inflated, you know? And in today's day and age, sadly, most of these really big artists, their numbers are inflated. I'm not saying that they're not actually big and they're not actually, talented and they don't have real fans. What I'm saying, and this is how you know this is what's going on. Spotify came out. Wow, this just took a sharp left turn, whatever. Spotify just came out and said that, hey, we're about to start penalizing people, artists, labels, if we find out that 90% or more of your streams are fraudulent, right? But really think about that. So Spotify comes out and says, if we find out that 90% of your streams are fraudulent, 90% or more, then we're going to penalize you. And it's like, well, wait a second. So one, that means a couple things. One, that means you know there's fraudulent streams. Two, that means you don't care if 80% are fraudulent. So that means that somebody can have 100 million streams, right? And if 80 million are fake, Spotify doesn't care. Spotify just came out and told you that without telling you that. You see what I'm saying? These are the conversations that are really happening behind the scenes with people who know what's going on. That was Spotify's way of saying, we know what's going on. We're okay with it. Just don't be, is egregious the word? Just don't be ridiculous about it. And really, more importantly, what they're saying is we're going to penalize the up-and-coming artists, the nobodies. Because guess what? A massive artist doesn't need to fake 90% of their streams. They can fake 60%. And Spotify doesn't care about that. But maybe the kid in his basement who's just trying to get the ball rolling, out of his 1,000 streams, maybe he's got 900 of them are fake because he's just trying to get numbers on the board and just get the ball rolling. He's penalized. But the big artists who got 70 million streams in a week on their song and fucking 35 million of them are juiced and fake, they're not penalized. So, Spotify just came out and told y'all what's going on, So, anyway, that's why you can't get too caught up in the numbers because you don't know what's real and what's fake. Wonder, my guy, Spotify need to pay up shit. Yeah, the reality is that they know what's going on. They know what's going on. And what's wild is you can fake your streams and get real money. And that's why these people are doing it, is because labels understand that, okay, let's look at this as a marketing expense, right? And artists are none the wiser. They don't know what the fuck the label's spending money on. They just know they have a marketing budget of $500,000. And the label just spends the money, and artists don't know what the fuck's going on if they don't really read the statements and ask questions and audit their label. So it's like, okay, the label's sitting there like, all right, well, this is a marketing expense. I can spend $60,000 for an 8-week campaign to juice my streams, and that $60,000 might bring me back 300,000 in fake streams. So to them, it's like, well, this is just a smart investment. Who gives a fuck if the streams are fake? The money is real. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, they don't give a fuck. And all they care about is market share. All they care about is market share. The labels just want to boost the streams of every artist on their label so that, not saying names, but so that they can own the market share. Because there's benefits to that. There's payouts for that. And why I have an issue with it is because if we're all playing in the MLB, right? Because some people are like, oh, well, why do you care about who's faking their streams? Why are you complaining? Dog, because if we're all in the league, right? If we're all in the MLB and that dude is over there using steroids, right? And because he's using steroids, he's hitting 70 homers in a year. Well, because he's hitting 70 homers in a year, people are going to buy more tickets and pay more attention to him because it is more entertaining to watch somebody hit 70 homers in a year than it is to watch somebody hit 30 homers in a year. Even though that the dude hitting 30 homers in a year is doing it naturally. And this one doing 70 is on steroids. And so, of course, as somebody in the league, I'm supposed to care about that. I'm supposed to care about that. Because y'all are fucking the game up. And y'all are tainting it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are tainting it. And everyone knows what's going on. It's just that everyone who has a voice that people would care about are signed to the major label. So they're not going to say anything because they're not going to stir the pot and ruffle the feathers. You know what I mean? And for anyone who thinks that numbers don't influence group thinking, you just don't know how people work. You just don't know how people work. And what I mean by that is, because there's people who like, oh, you think that because a song has a lot of streams that makes me like the song? Yes. Yes. That is how people work. It's called FOMO. It's called group thinking. Yes, if you see a bunch of people listening to this or buying this or whatever, if anything, it at least gives you incentive to check it out. And then most people, I'm not saying everyone, but most people, if something is extremely popular, they have a fear of being late, being on the outside, missing out on what's cool. So they'll listen to it and almost try to convince themselves that, nah, it has to be good because look how many streams it has. All right, yeah, like this shit is hard. That is how people work. That's how people work. And if you don't realize that, that's okay. The labels realize it. And the labels are preying on the group thinking aspect of society. You know? Oh, why do you care? You're doing millions of streams naturally. Like, why do you give a fuck? Because this is what I dedicated my life to, is playing in this game, playing in this league. And I'm supposed to care about the integrity of it. And I'm supposed to care that there are people and there are companies and there are labels who are not honoring the game. Simple. I'm supposed to care about people not honoring the game in the league that I'm playing. You feel me? So, simple as that. Alligator, come on. This is somebody in the industry. He said, been on both sides, and this is all facts. People in the industry know. That's my guy. Look, people in the industry know. No one's going to come out and publicly say anything. You feel me? But, like, anyone who's in the industry, A&Rs, CEOs, artists, managers, everyone knows what's going on. The public is being duped. The public thinks, well, not my artist, not my favorite artist. They're not faking. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And I'm not saying that song doesn't really have 100 million streams. What I'm saying is that it doesn't really have 800 million. And what I'm saying is that if you fake 700 million of your streams, these are obviously like just absurd numbers. But if you fake a bunch of streams, the mindset from a marketing standpoint is, if I create a bunch of fake commotion, I can garner real commotion. And that's why they do it. Put it like this. I could fake my streams, right? And make Drives be the biggest song in the world. I could just pay to make that happen. Right? Now, if I paid to make it happen and Drives come out and in the first week it does fucking 70 million streams, off of just curiosity alone, people are going to go check it out because it's going to be like, what? What is this song that has 70? Has anyone even heard this? Let me go check this out. Boom. Off of curiosity, I've turned fake streams into real streams. That's just how it works. So, whatever. Went on a bit of a rant, but what's a Russ IG live without a bit of a random rant? Yeah. If you are, how the fuck do they fake millions of streams? Well, they do it in a couple different ways. And when you talk to those people, because, you know, Vice documentary, I thought about filming my own and trying to get like the details on the hows and just exposing everything. But they're very secretive about how they do it. One of the ways that they do it, and this is really fucked up, this is the truth. They go to third world countries, okay? They give out computers, and I know this sounds crazy, but this is just a fact. This is one way. They give out computers as if it's on some generosity shit, right? But that computer is already hacked into and already has a real IP address from someone in America. And so now they're hacked into it and they're playing shit on Spotify from this computer in fucking India or wherever, or Sri Lanka or Cambodia or whatever the fuck. And it looks like it's a real stream because it's coming from a real IP address, a real person, but it's all hacked into. That's one way. The other way is streaming farms. This is reality. This is reality. This is, look, put it like this. If you think that everything you see is the truth, then, I mean, you're just a child. It's like thinking that Santa Claus is real, you know? You know those songs, and everyone knows them. Everyone knows what songs I'm talking about. You know those songs that are massive, and it seems to be like a consensus amongst a pretty big group of society, a loud enough voice where it's like, how is this that big? No one's ever heard this, right? Like, it's not that big, right? And everyone's like, yeah, I agree. Why do you think number one songs now don't feel like number one songs how they used to? It's because number one songs aren't really number one songs. They're bought. They're bought. They're bought. They're bought. That's all. But anyway, third time playing the snippet, and then I'm out.
She finds some shaking resin and she puts it in a bowl and she plugs in her heated blanket and wonders why he acts so cold. And now she's lonely and it's late, and plus her mom lives out of state, and now she starts to cry and she doesn't know if she can take another cold night sitting crying on the bathroom floor, wondering why she wants to do this anymore. They do a lot of traveling, her bag's already packed, so she hops inside a fancy car. He bought a while back and she just no clue where she's going. She's just tired of not knowing, so she's going over lines that she's gonna tell him when it's time to say she cried.
Oh, man. And, yeah, of course it is, of course it's tempting to always dabble with something that everyone is like, all right, well, everyone else is doing, I might as well dabble. But it's like, that's that whole, like, in my opinion, it just sort of starts to eat away at your character. You start negotiating with yourself, and you start negotiating with your character when you start entertaining things that you know don't align with what your values are. You understand? So it's like, if I know deep down that doing this is not who I am, but man, is it shiny and man, is it tempting, and you do it, every time you do something like that, that compromises who you are and who you want to be, you lose a little bit of yourself. And before you know it, you keep doing shit like that, and now you just don't even recognize yourself. You don't know what you stand for anymore. You don't stand for anything, because the only thing you stand for is clout and fame. And anyone like that, thank God the universe keeps those people away from me, because we're not even on the same frequency at all. Because people like that are such liabilities. People who would do whatever for clout, fame, money, thank God that those people are not anywhere near me, you know? Because they're a wild card. You can't trust those people with anything, you know? And that's why I like this. I like where I am in my career. I like my position. I like that I'm on the outside of the industry and I'm on the outside of the rap game and all this shit, but I'm able to still infiltrate from where I am, do damage, get results, have real fans, sell real tickets, do real streams, make real money, take care of my family for real, and have real vacations and do all these things without having to compromise my character and my integrity, you know? And a lot of artists, the sad thing is a lot of artists don't even know that their label is faking their streams. You know? They don't. Because a label is just spending money out of your marketing budget. And you just assume, well, this is what it means to be with the label. My shit's going crazy. And it's like, yeah, well, that's why I encourage every artist to, number one, make sure you have a clause in your contract that you can audit your label. Number two, make sure you audit your label. I audited my label. They found fucking $1 million. $1 million unaccounted for. $1 million. $1 million. Because I audited them. Because I said, I know there's no way y'all are spending this. This is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. You know? So, but look, at the end of the day, I know how this goes. I know that if anyone is going to speak up or like try to challenge what I'm saying, they'll just try to, you know, deflect and point the finger back at me and distract people from the truth. But the reality is, like, everyone in the industry knows what the fuck I'm talking about. Everyone in the industry knows I'm not lying. Everyone knows. So do whatever you need to do and scramble and try to fucking play whack-a-mole. Like, no, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. Okay. Y'all know what I'm saying is the truth. So if you're tuned in, because I know y'all people at labels have your little no profile picture accounts and you're watching and you're reporting back because I get word back. So I know that's what y'all are doing. Just know nothing you do or say can stop what's already been chosen for me by a power much greater than yours. God, the universe. Figure it out. Do whatever you think you can do as a human being. But it's not enough. One more time for the snippet.
She finds some shaking resin and she puts it in a bowl and she plugs in her heated blanket. Wonders why he acts so cold and now.
Hold on, I just love that line because it's the truth. Because it really happened. She plugs in her heated blanket and wonders why he acts so cold. I love when lyrics are depicting something that really happened. And there's also a little like, that was nice. Like a little play on what was just said. A little clever, just not that clever, but just a little something. But it doesn't take away from the authenticity of the narrative. It's still true. You know, especially when you're doing it in the context of a song like this, where it's like, this isn't a rap song. It's not bars, but it's songwriting, you know, it's songwriting. I love this.
She finds some shaking resin and she puts it in a bowl and she plugs in her heated blanket and wonders why he acts so cold and now she's lonely and enslaved, and plus her mom lives out of state, and now she starts to cry again. She doesn't know if she can take another whole night sitting crying on the bathroom floor, wondering why she wants to do this anymore. They do a lot of traveling, her bag's already packed, so she hops inside a fancy car, he bought a wine back, and she just she's going, she's just tired of not knowing, so she's going over line.
Oh, man. All right, I'm about to hop off of here. Maybe read another couple comments, questions. That is the new song, Drives. It's coming out soon. It holds a real special place in my heart just because it was such a pure expression, you know? It wasn't made with any commercial intention in mind, even though some people might be hearing that like, oh, he's trying to go pop, or he's... No, you know what it was? I made that on September 20th or 21st, and around that time, I was doing shows with Ed Sheeran And watching him be on stage with just a guitar and singing these incredibly well written songs with just a guitar, I was like, man, I want one of those. You know, I want one of those, and I know I can do it because I play guitar, and I love music like that. So it's like something that I'm genuinely aligned with, and I think that without thinking it, I went to, you know, a real life experience happened, and I wrote this, and I don't know, it just feels like a song that 16, 17-year-old me would have had on repeat, you know, like back when I was in high school and listening to like Howie Day Collide and Matt Nathanson and fucking, you know, all that singer-songwriter stuff. Like, I don't know, it just feels, I guess that song just makes the inner child in me feel elated with what and who, with where my artistry has gone to, I guess. You know? And it's fun being free. It's fun feeling liberated. It's fun having complete free reign to make whatever you want and put out whatever you want. And yeah, this is my favorite song I'm sitting on right now. So I'm gonna put it out, and then I'll put out my next favorite song. You know what I mean? Like, and it won't sound anything like Drives. And that's the beauty of being a human and being free, you know? So appreciate everyone who tuned in. Yeah, went on a bit of a ramble, played a snippet, had a shot or two of tequila. Feels like old times. But yeah, appreciate it.